Now, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Thoko Didiza, has welcomed the arrest of 2 suspects in the Free State farm murders that happened last week. 7 bodies were found with gunshot wounds at a farm in Kestell in the province on Friday. So this morning we're asking how prevalent are these incidents in the farming community? And for that discussion, we're joined by Minister Thoko Didiza. Minister, it's great to have you with us on the program. Thanks very much for coming on. Shocking incident happening in the Free State last week, really raising questions about how vulnerable these farming communities are. Good morning, Minister. What's your response?
Good morning to you and your listeners. Indeed, it's a very challenging situation on issues of rural safety, which includes our farming community. Though the issue, one cannot say it's prevalent, but we've seen more often than not incidences in various provinces where farmers and farm workers have actually fallen victims to crimes such as the ones that we've seen in the Free State, where a farmer's wife, the part of the family, as well as farm workers have actually been killed. And I must say that we appreciate and applaud the way the SAPS has worked swiftly to arrest those suspects. And we really would want to appeal to our communities, in rural communities, as well as those in the farming communities, to remain vigilant, work with our law enforcement to actually prevent such instances in the future.
Just some details for our viewers. It was 6 women and a 17-year-old young man that was found dead in that house on that farm in Kestell. I think it was Lismore Farm in Kestell in the Free State. Minister, you know, what do you say about just how vulnerable such communities are, and how does the department work together with law enforcement to try and crack down on these particular kinds of incidents? I mean, are police saying, according to your knowledge, that this is a random incident of violent crime in the country, or are they saying it is a farm-specific incident?
Well, let me just say to you that we have seen in the past where there had been incidences such as this, and that led to the Department of SAPS, which is the police, working together with the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, together with the farmers and farm workers, to develop what we call a rural safety strategy. This makes sure that all of these relevant stakeholders are part and parcel of ensuring that we strengthen rural safety. And I think one of the issues we need to appreciate is that farming communities and rural communities are sparsely populated, and they're actually far away from consolidated, or rather, you know, communities that are much closer together, like in the urban setting.
Right.
Which makes them vulnerable. But I must say that the community strategy, where we work with the police and the farming community, has actually enabled quicker arrest where such incidences we've seen, as in the Free State and in others before. But also it makes sure that if there are certain suspicions of, you know, kinds of criminal activities, the farmers can actually have a direct call to the police about what they are seeing, as well as the rural communities.
And of course, Minister, your department has a vested interest in these farmers, these farms, farm workers being kept safe because of the very important role that they play in the food chain in our country and food provision.
That is true. We are, as a department, very concerned about such incidences because indeed they impact on the farming community and the capability of farmers to continue to produce for our country. But I must say that as a department, as citizens of this country, we're equally concerned about crime wherever it occurs, not just in the farming sector, not just in the rural communities, but everywhere where we live.
Now, farming communities and their supporters will criticize your department and police, Minister, for the kind of reaction and the lack of prioritizing of farm murders and incidents like this. What would be your response to that?
Well, I must say that there will be such incidences. But it's equally important to also appreciate that our farming communities and rural communities have been part and parcel of working with the law enforcement agencies together with the department to actually address the issues of rural safety. Yes, there will be challenges as we go on, but that doesn't mean it's because of non-action or non-prioritization of such crimes in rural communities and farming communities in particular.
And as you say, those communities working very closely with police and law enforcement is perhaps part of the key of getting to the bottom of incidents like this one in Kestell in the Free State. Minister Thoko Didiza, let me thank you for your time this morning. Shocking incident, but the two suspects arrested just hours after that shooting last Friday. They'll be appearing in the local magistrate's court there this morning. And of course, that's a developing story that we've got our eyes on for you here on the channel.